Part 2, The Bandit Menace. Welcome, everyone, to DieFall Alderheart episode 9. We're coming up on the double digits, and I was taking a look at the adventure, and I was like, there's actually a good bit left, so I'm going to have to figure out what the heck we're going to do about that. But it is episode 9. Welcome, everyone, and another Thursday. I just realized, Malaveth, you have a really nice sweater on, and I didn't see the color previously because I was looking at all that audio stuff. It looks really good, and your room's so bright today. It's really good. Look at that. That's a cute sweater. I like that.
Pink lights to match.
Yeah, I see. No wonder it looks so warm. I was like, wow, everything looks really great on that side. That's awesome. Cool. Very cool. We were just talking about Rob's popcorn ceiling. As you can see, he is in a new location. He has 2 different colored walls. Painter's tape on either side, and moving is a process, chat. Moving is an absolute process, so keep that in mind. But hey, Rob, you liking the new spot? Is it good?
Oh, it's very dope. I apologize in advance for the echo because it's just me, a desk, a computer, a ladder, and a dream right now.
I love it.
It's all happening.
So, best part about your new place?
It's quiet.
Yeah?
I have had such a peaceful sleep every night here, and my commute is like more than cut in half.
That's awesome.
Like it takes me 20 to 30 minutes to get to work, where it used to take me like an hour. So,
dude, that's a whole extra hour of your day that you just get to have to yourself.
Yeah,
I guess I was surprised because you're the first one on the call today, which doesn't happen because we start so close to when you would usually get home.
Yep.
And now man, I like that. I like your new place, Rob. It works for me, man.
Thanks, man.
It works for me.
Yeah, I also just really like clean slates, so I'm very happy to be in a new space and ready to.
Heck yeah, man.
Ready to finish painting for
can't
for
wait
starters.
to see the finished product. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Malaveth, I've seen a lot of announcements recently for a very particular thing. Do you wanna talk to me about stickers? Could you give me a lowdown on stickers, please?
Stickers! I have so many stickers and I don't want to have them in my house anymore. So I'm doing a thing on Patreon where I'm launching a sticker tier, and I'm just gonna send people a bunch of the stickers that I have. Because I don't want them. They're taking up space. So other people should take them.
So how do you get them?
Patreon! I made a tier for it. Or not made a tier, but I rolled it into an already existing tier. Which is fun. So they get more stuff.
Very cool.
I don't have to do anything about it. It just gets stuff.
Just got stuff?
Yeah.
Wow.
Get it out of my house.
I've always been curious about this. Like, how do you do the whole shipping process? Like, do people just give it to you and you just bulk ship shit out? And is that how that works?
I think so.
I have no idea how it actually, because you have all these stickers in your house. I guess you just do it all yourself when.
Yeah.
Man.
I have little envelopes and little plastic packaging. I'll put them in so if they get rained on, the sticker doesn't get damaged. And then I just write everything by hand because I don't have so many pages.
Yeah. What are you gonna?
What
are you gonna do? Print them all out or that's?
I do have a terrible printer that might work for that eventually. But
no, because then you have to deal with printer troubles, and that is just a whole I'd much rather deal with audio shit every day, but a printer, man, that just sounds, no thank you.
I got it because it was on sale, and now it's just sitting in a corner. I looked at it in the box, but the box is just half open in a corner somewhere, and that's where it lives.
I love it. So chat, get your stickers. Go join Malaveth's Patreon. I believe that's Patreon/Malaveth. Am I correct? Awesome. So get your stickers. There's some really cool art on them. So simply, I know... because I've been able to, I was listening to your Wilson stream yesterday while I was walking around Walmart because I had to get stuff for people that are coming into town. But you seem to really like that game.
Yeah.
And you know, stuff about it, and you were saying words that I didn't understand, you already know the lingo of the game, and which was nice.
Just,
and apparently
just
it's
call
like a Diablo.
Me, Neo for ARPGs. That's what it is. No.
That's wow. Okay, yeah, sure.
No, I played a lot of Diablo, way back in the day. And I opened Path of Exile and got to where I could see the skill tree and was and then shut the game down and didn't open it again.
really ridiculous.
Yeah, so I spent my time kind of lurking on some other people's streams like Dodger and people who I knew were just like not, they were good at games and very adaptable, but not necessarily like ARPG enthusiasts. And she seemed pretty excited about it. And it's a really small dev company who are competing against two very large ones right now in the industry. So it's kind of fun to play it and see the differences and how they're trying to evolve the game in the industry, which is kind of cool. So
they've been really responsive to things too, which is nice about like small teams, is because they're generally way more intertwined with the community itself. Yeah, which is cool.
Well, they have a lot. They have a lot to lose if they don't like, step up and like fix stuff. Like there was like online issues with the servers the first day, and they were like tweeting every like hour about it. It was just done. So, yeah. Played a lot of that.
Very cool. So, and apparently it's multiplayer as well.
It is up to 4-player multiplayer, which is kind of cool.
4-player multiplayer. Pretty cool. Yeah, I had the same experience with PoE where I looked at the skill tree and found it really daunting, and my friends were like, just look up a guide. And I was like, I don't want to play a game and have to immediately look up a guide. Like, that doesn't sound fun to me.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like this game's like PoE has like a massive skill tree that you have to go down the right paths to make anything happen for yourself. So you have to kind of guesstimate the right paths. This one is so much more of like a just make your own path, because you can adjust things accordingly in anything you're putting points into, any of the boxes, any of the menus, you can adjust it how you want to.
Right, because it's like not class dependent in any way, right?
No class. So, like, all your skills and stuff are dependent on weapons. You have like attribute points that you can allot for different like things, and then that passive skill tree, the big web that looks like the PoE web, can be like rotated and twisted to like make it fit what you need, which is kind of cool. I feel like it's like the anti-meta ARPG. Like they're trying to like anti-meta, which there will always be the like, but I get 5,000 in crits, like people, but you can't you can't stop that from happening. But this definitely has a good like feel in the fact of like somebody like me, like you were talking about, I don't look up a guide. I just want to be like, I want to summon this big chunky boy and I want him to put poison on everybody. That's what I want,
Absolutely. It's like, and that can happen here, so I get to do that. And people are like, oh, that's not efficient. It's like, I don't give a shit if it's not efficient. I want it to happen.
Yeah, who cares? Like, who cares? Yeah. I'll stand here for an extra 5 minutes just watching him be like, it's
fine. I made that happen. That was me. Yeah, exactly. So a little bit more casual. I like that, because PoE just, it feels like you're so far behind now. It's how I feel about like, I know Warframe's not an ARPG, but it feels like if you haven't been playing Warframe from the beginning, it's just so overwhelming.
Yeah. I tried, but if you ever did do Warframe, just to let you know, if you ever stream it, their community is like really they will show up and like help you out and like help you learn as you go. So it's not a blind, like a flying blind kind of thing. Random people will be like, new player, have this stuff and let me tell you, and they're always like super willing to have somebody new in the community. So it's a really good community. So
people keep yelling at me about that because I like playing Destiny, and they're like, just play the better one. And I'm like, but I like Destiny.
Destiny is great too. It's also a good community. There's both those like shoot and looters are the same way, where it's like people just want to see you enjoy it. So.
Well, cool. I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's very good. You should stop by Simply Stream. It's fun. It's very good. Very good time. Hey, May. What you been up to? Huh? All of our audio problems have been solved. We've done it.
I hope so. Boy.
So how was your last week? What you been up to?
I was just like, what have I been up to? Like, went to a family wedding. It was a good time. Cousin's son won a dance off, which was great. But then he told the MC's name, like his name was Roger, and we're like, yeah, Roger, like yeah. Yeah, no, his name is Chris. And
but he was Roger for the evening.
He was Roger for the evening.
Nice.
So we definitely confused the new side of the family, because we're just like, oh yeah, Roger, this is awesome.
Woo, Roger. Oh my god.
So,
Very good. Well, cool. So we kind of left on a weird note last week, huh? But I think before we talk about that, we should probably do some kind of in-character recap that's decided upon by a random die roll. How does that sound? Does that sound like an okay thing to do? Can I get some D20s from you guys? Rolled, please. let's do a recap here. Let's see who gets it. So chat, every time we do this, I roll a d20, and whoever gets the closest number to me does an in-character recap of the previous week. So that is 13, which is Malabeth, exactly. So Malabeth, please relate to us last week's show.
Okay, I'll try. Well, we started in a nest. It was real big and tall. We're going to the bandit place, and then there were people on the trail, and they were bandits. Also going to the bandit place, so we all went together real sneaky like. They didn't peg us for not bandits at all. It was great. But then there were mountain lions. Big cats. They were big cats, and they had big teeth, and they were very aggressive, and then they killed all of our new friends, and every single one of them. I think one of Lucky's stray arrows may have hit another one on accident, but these things happen in battle, I'm told. So all the mountain lions died, as did our new friends, but we were fine, and then we made it the rest of the way to the place all together. And they just let us in, which was nice. We had a whole thing prepared, but just letting us in is also great. And then what happened? And then it was late, so they let us to the barracks, and we all just decided to rest up. But then there were children there, and they were really into my shiny stuff, so I did some shiny stuff with instruments, and then the kids went and made a band, and that was delightful. I think we're gonna meet with the leader lady at the bandit place. Her name starts with a B. Bourbon Bird Lady. That's what it is. We're gonna meet with her in the morning, which is great. So everything's going great, except then we talked to the kids and the lady, and then it just got messed up, and maybe we're the bad guys. Are we the bad guys? So I guess Alderheart like doesn't let them in and help them, and maybe they're mean, and we're working with them. And I don't know.
Red Bourbon Bird Lady. Chat, you heard it here first. That is that's the person. Red Bourbon Bird Lady. Her name's Benna Saradin, but other than that, that was a really excellent recap. Thank you very much, Pez. I appreciate that. So yeah, you guys woke up. You had a little bit of a discussion with some bandits that had been patrolling the area. With some convincing and a very prominently displayed captain's sword by Lucky. You guys were then escorted up the mountain towards the stronghold itself. A run-in with some lions that can call down rocks from the mountains, and Scar, I guess, is what chat decided to call the big lion. You lost all your bandit friends because lions, and totally not Lucky shooting them with arrows from a distance. Poor Richard never stood a chance. And then you guys still continue to make your way after killing all of the lions and looting the bodies of the bandits themselves. You took the other captain's sword and made your way up the mountain. And with a story that you told the guards there about how you are a captain and you just fought mountain lions and some good persuasion rolls, you were escorted inside by the guard and given some bunks in what looks to be a barracks, but also functioning as somewhat of a refugee camp. So we find ourselves, I think, did you guys have anything you wanted to accomplish that evening still? Or were you okay to say that you kind of, had your night and you started the next day?
Definitely wanted to relay all the information that the lady told me about, like the kids and the whole situation there.
Do you guys remember what that is, or do you want me to kind of recap for you?
I wrote some of it down.
Okay, Pez, do you want to do a recap for them?
Okay. Hey, so we hung out. I had the kids and I chatted with them, and I think it's a little more complicated than we originally thought. So they don't like Alderheart, but I think that's just because the adults here don't like Alderheart. But honestly, given the situation, I don't think I blame them necessarily, because I guess like they don't even have representation in Alderheart, you know? And they Alderheart didn't help them out, and the fires are bad, and the bandits took them in, and I that seems fine, and like give the kids chores and like have them learn stuff like blacksmithing, and that's real nice. And I mean, they don't necessarily hate the bird folk, everybody here, or the people in Alderheart. They just came on tough times and have to get some sort of protection. Did I get
All right.
That was pretty good.
Complicated.
Yeah, so in function, it seems that a lot of the humble folk have ended up here because the bandits have started taking them in due to the wildfires destroying their homes. And it seems that the Perch Guard and the Birdfolk Council aren't necessarily super receptive to the humble folks' needs for one reason or another. And it seems that this General Benaceridin has really rallied the bandits and the humble folk in general to a cause to help themselves.
What do you think she wants with Alderheart? Does she want to just take it? But
I mean, my biggest fear is the fact that I understand where these, refugees are coming from, and they don't have a home. But I worry about the. I don't know where Benaceridin's points really lie. Did she just not like Alderheart, and now she's taken? Because I don't know if I've ever known any bandits just take in families. I mean, I don't. I'm worried that she's just making her army bigger.
definitely
Just
shouldn't be attacking each other.
Yeah, I don't. In my experience, banditry has never been this noble. And Lucky, I see what you're saying, but I mean, why bother taking all these people in if she's just going to turn around and use them?
I mean-
why bother taking the kids in?
I don't know. I mean, future generations of bandits. I don't know. I was pretty young when I got started, so I mean, I just feel like I don't know. We definitely gotta talk to her. We gotta at least see what's on her mind. I
Right,
didn't. Yesterday,
maybe
I
we
was a little
can vibe
cautious
it.
about taking Dagonet, who I imagine is still sleeping. So
Oh yeah, if this
Okay.
is still night, he was asleep before his head hit the pillow, kind of thing.
Yeah, I was kind of cautious about taking little Dagonet and excuse me, Pez with us because of what the gods were saying about how negatively she thought about the bird folk. But now I'm kind of tempted to just to see how she would react.
They let us in.
Yeah, I mean, not yeah, under the premise that we were the bad guys. I'm just gonna get some rest. Unless you guys have any other ideas. I don't know, man. It's a lot more complicated than the normal life. It was just do a job, get paid, do a job, get paid, do another job, get paid. But now it's more complicated than that. So
Maybe they should just be pen pals and figure it out. Brennan and Alderheart. You can get them their address. It's some nice stationery.
I'll put that on the list of potential suggestions. Good job, Pez.
Thanks.
All right. Get cozy in his little bed. Good night, guys.
Night.
Lucky.
Okay. Pez, Eli, do you guys also go to bed?
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and get your spell slots back. Your your hit die. There's the word. Your hit die. If you spent any, you get half the total amount back, and your HP is back to full. Dagonet, you can go ahead and mark off that exhaustion. You are back to your full fighting and swift movement strength. But yeah, so you guys have a relatively comfortable evening. It is rather chilly, but you're happy to be inside, especially up in this cold mountain air. Those blankets are doing some serious work, keeping the heat in on you while you rest. Occasionally, you are woken up by the sounds of either rotating guards coming in and out for their shifts, as well as what seems to be people moving food and water around inside the barracks as well. But all in all, a restful evening, and eventually the light comes through one of the open doors and wakes you guys up to the early mountain morning.
I imagine Dagonet would be probably the first awake.
Sure.
Like at first light, and he's like cleaning off all his gear, and like maybe sitting out front, kind of like, watching everyone kind of stir and start their day as he's scrubbing down his boots and his shields and.
Yeah, so you think you're like posted up on like a stump outside or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Are you really focused with your work, or are you kind of looking around?
He's also kind of like looking around. He's not like super focused in, but he's just kind of getting work done, kind of thing.
Roll me a perception check for while you're doing this. It'll take some time. So this is kind of just you noticing what's happening while you're, getting some cleaning done. An 8. So you kind of just see it's like a normal village functioning. There's people out and around. You see some of the children. You also see people hanging out wash. You see Fletchers making arrows, armorers making, leather armor out of what they can, and weaponsmiths, working on swords and shields and things, but also working on wagon wheels and working on hitches for horses, horseshoes and things of that nature as well. It's just like it's a small community of humble folk. You do note that you are the only bird folk out here at this point in time, and you do get some stares. People seem to be leaving you alone, but you definitely notice, even with a perception of 8, that there are some guards that are kind of just posted up inside. They seem to be chatting to each other, but they do look over at you pretty regularly.
Whenever like he notices maybe like the second or third time that they look over, he's just kind of gonna give him like a little like morning nod, kind of like thing.
Yeah, give him the respectful the nod, right? I notice you, you notice me, kind of thing, but non-hostile.
Yeah,
sure. And you get kind of like an eyebrow raise from one and a nod from a Vulpin man, and he kind of just goes back to talking. Doesn't change their demeanor towards you in any way, and kind of they keep sidelong, like eyeing you. But other than that, they don't approach, and they don't seem to be making any kind of trouble. Okay. So Dagonet's getting their stuff cleaned up. Eli, what are you doing this morning?
I would probably wake up similar dad hours, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And just similarly look around and just pensively consider the things that Pez talked about, consider, I don't know, what I'm seeing, and then notice that Dagonet's up and sort of shift gears and put on my friendly Eli face and just well, old friend, you feeling a little better?
Oh yes, très bien. It's a very comfortable bed they have here. So I'm surprised to see a lot of little ones they're running around, and I feel like we're almost in a town, and instead of a bandit fortress.
Yeah, a lot of refugees. Pez was talking to a couple of them last night and sort of getting to know people. It's definitely a far cry from the banditry that, well, I don't know. Dagonet, I feel so out of sorts about this. I I can't help thinking maybe these people, this Benaceridin woman, is trying to turn them around for the better. I mean, less of a kill, loot, and steal operation and more of a, I don't know, whatever the animal equivalent of Robin Hood would be.
Gaspard.
Meta.
Your Gaspard boy is pretty good.
True. Yeah,
He is a humble folk hero.
more in line with, well, you know me going on about Gaspard all the time, but
Well, but of course, yes.
I mean, is it possible we're on the wrong side of this?
Is it? Who knows what it could be? There's so many bizarre things that are happening. Like there's fire bats, but then the bandits even attacking Alderheart. That is strange, and them being organized like this. So it is not unsurprising that we're seeing them take care of these people. We already saw in Alderhat how that they're overflowing with refugees already. It's not surprised that a lot of these people were turned away from Alderhat. So it's I guess we'll find out more when we talk to Saradin. But it's definitely a different situation that than what we are expecting from the usual, I suppose. Yeah.
Right. I don't know. I just guess I assumed it would be a little more cut and dry, you know? But maybe it's all just a misunderstanding. I mean, hopefully
Well,
I'm not being too optimistic.
Well, I don't know how attacking other hearts is a misunderstanding, but there is definitely more going on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, I'll let you get back to it. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna see what the food situation is around here. Maybe lend a hand if I can.
Yes. I imagine that the kitchens would be quite busy with to feed all these people.
I'll leave you to it. Anything you want me to keep an eye out for? Coffee?
Maybe a baguette with little some butter.
I'll see what I can do. And yeah, Eli's gonna go look for a grill to dad at.
Sure, yeah. You got to go, stand behind it with your beer and go,
Yep.
oh, that's some good meat on that grill there. Absolutely. Okay, so while you go do that, Pez, Lucky, what are you guys up to?
Pez would roll out of bed probably after other people.
Okay.
Are there any mirrors in here?
Not within this area, no. You might be able to find Yeah, you'd probably have found like a really old, beat up, kind of just one that's kind of silvering a little bit over in the shower area, the bathing area that you were in previously.
I'm gonna go make sure I look pretty. Gonna fluff my feathers.
Fluff your
straighten
feathers?
things out a little bit. But then remember that apparently I draw attention, so maybe I should hide. But I need a better mirror, and Dagone's shield is very shiny and works out super good. So I'm gonna go find Dagone, but I'm gonna wrap myself
Sure.
up in a blanket first, like over everything, just like
You
try
get
and
one of
hide. Like
the blanket that you have and go look outside to go preen yourself in Dagone's shield. Cool. Okay. Lucky, what are you doing?
Lucky would probably be late at the last wake up just because sleeping on the road for like 5 days and stuff it's tough. So he probably wakes up, but unfortunately now that everybody's left him, he probably wakes up in a panic.
Yeah, no one's there.
Nobody's in their beds. He's just like, oh geez, oh geez. Oh, he like grabs his stuff and like hustles around, tries to find anybody like in the room to be like, and then like darts towards the door, like looking around. And if you guys are standing like right out there, I'm sure I probably would just run into you. Okay.
You see Pez preening in Dagone's shield.
I'll wander over and be like, why do you guys like wake me up, man? I was freaking out. I thought they
just look so comfortable, and you're snoring a little bit, and it was so cute.
Was I drooling? Sometimes I get a little drool going on.
I wasn't gonna mention it, but since you asked, maybe just a little.
I hope they change the bed. I guess I'll change the bedding if you guys.
You just flip the pillow over, it'll be fine. Nobody will notice.
Has anybody figured out any new information? Or where did Eli go?
He went to the kitchens to help out, and he might learn something from that. Right now, it seems like everyone is just going about normal business. We haven't had anyone come over. Those guards, they're keeping an eye on the mob, but I am a very large bird compared to most of the people around here, but they haven't given me any trouble yet.
I mean, at least I didn't come over and talk to you anything. Speaking of, did Eli fill you in on, or did you fill Dagony in on?
Eli told me that the things are not what we expected.
I just don't. Do you have any feelings about this? Do you have anything you want to bring up when we go and talk to the commander?
Well, it's they got the providing for the people, and then that says a lot for them in the situation. But again, we won't really know until we talk to her. But they're going to be suspicious of a bird folk, but I think they might be a little more accepting or lenient now that we know that that it's more of a community here instead of just cut and throat killers.
Yeah. At the same time, though, I think we should at least stick together. I don't want to leave you guys alone in here with a bunch of humble folk. They were a little wary about you,
Well, I'm not particularly worried, but again, I've been living on the ground for many years. So.
I have a small army of children now.
You have an army of children?
What?
Yeah, they seem to like me if I can ask them for help and do the whole
Eli,
band thing.
Eli said something about music, but I didn't think army, but...
There may be something to this plan, Pez, with the kids are short and small,
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I don't know, I'm just saying. Stay friendly with them,
Oh, for sure. Do my best.
Can you imagine having like a little army of kids that help you with your work every day? Help you distract.
So it would be good in small spaces.
Yeah, definitely. That's, I mean, Also, I mean, just for their own safety, in case we gotta get out of here, fast with them, they'll follow you. That's totally where my head's at.
They probably know how to get in and out, other than
Ooh.
regular doors. Children are very sneaky like that, yeah.
That's a very good idea. I mean, just in case, we don't know how this meeting's gonna go with the, Mrs. Saradin. So if they have any, routes we could take to get out of here, then maybe.
That is very smart. Should we do that now? Should we go ask?
I think we probably wait. I think maybe a little suspicious to be like, hey, we showed up last night. Quick, show me the back door. I don't know if that would be the best.
Arriving with coffee?
I don't know if I want to put kids on coffee either. Let's keep fleshing that plan out a little bit in your mind.
I feel like if we need a distraction, then you give the kids the coffee.
You're so smart.
He is a carpenter.
I've
Takes
just been around many years.
You play yourself too easy there. You're smart. You wanna go find Eli, Bez? Are you okay here, Dagonite, if we go get food? I don't even know if I can hear you guys talking about with my stomach rumbling.
Yeah, no, I'm okay. I asked Eli to bring me back some food. So yeah, I imagine the guards would be a little more suspicious if I'm wandering around. So I don't mind taking in the sights from here.
All right, buddy, just keep the eyes peeled. No, I would say you know where to find us, but I don't. Are we able? Does anybody see the mess hall from here?
You smell it?
I think this is a good time for us to transition over to where Eli is. Eli, you have found a large cooking pot over a fire being tended by a rather thick and rotund hedge gentleman. He seems to have some help from some other various humble folk. And he seems to be making a rather large pot of stew. And as you approach, he goes, what do we have here? Well, fellow hedge folk, look at you there. You're a right large fella and all. Let's say you got a mace at your side, too. Are you a new recruit?
Just one of the many people who call this place home from time to time. Not quite a new recruit, just been on the road a while.
He rubs his, graying chin. Well, I've been this cook here at the stronghold for as long as I can remember. Well, as long as we've had a stronghold. Now, when? Right, I don't remember you at all. Must have been a really long time. Now, grab yourself one of them wood bowls over there, Phil Hedge, and you come tell me your story.
Oh, well, I was actually popping down here to see if you needed help, but I do love a good story.
Well, not everyone here can fight. We got the youngins, some of the old, and things of that nature. Got messengers, cooks, healers even, and, well, there's right a lot of other jobs that keep a camp running. The general there, she never forced anyone to fight about anything. Leading by example and all that. Supporting the cause. Best of your ability, as a humble folk should. Humble folk pride.
Yeah, General really seems to be turning things around for the better around here.
Yeah, she right well has. Taking excellent care of the people here. Since the fires burned out homes. Ruined hundreds of lives. We even got an infirmary treating wounds all special, all burn wounds and such. And sometimes when I burn my little paws on this big old cauldron here or some other kind of utensil I had on up there, and they got salves and bandages and such, help you out with all your burns and wounds. It's really nice. It's a right hospital.
Yeah, sounds like it. Like I said, it's been years since I spent too long here, but it's like a whole other place. It's like experiencing it for the first time.
He squids at you a little harder. You sure I hadn't seen you before? Maybe you ain't got a brother outside of you?
Nope, not that I know of. I used to run an.
Well, all right.
What about yourself? You said you've been here for as long as you could remember, as long as there was a fortress.
Well, I can't remember much of yesterday, so it's not saying a whole heck of a lot.
Oh, fair enough. You remember your name, friend.
Oh, shoot. What was my name?
Oh, no.
The small, like, Mopok woman comes up and, like, touches him, like, on the back, gently on the spine areas. Gerald. Woo, that's right, my name's Gerald. I forget that. I forget my apron if this one for my friend right here. Woo. Gerald. Why would my parents name me Gerald? Is it maybe Gerald? Gerald, it doesn't come off the tongue very well. I don't like the way it tastes. Well, right well that I forget it sometimes.
Well, Gerald, pleasure to meet you. I'm Eli.
Ooh, Eli. I like that name. Now that's a name that just rolls off the tongue there, right there. I like that.
Oh, thank you. I was born with it, so I guess I was lucky, huh?
Ooh, you were born with a name? Parents didn't just right up give you one like Gerald?
I don't know. I don't remember much of those days. I was a bit young.
I know all about memory stuff. Well, get yourself a bowl. Get yourself one. And I think that's probably the time when Pez and Lucky also make their way up towards the cook pot there. He says, "Oh, come on in. It's about ready. Get yourself a bowl now. I'm gonna have y'all line up. I heard we had some new visitors in town, and you right there. I see you hiding under that there blanket. You're trying to hide from me. You can't hide from well, I am having some trouble seeing you, but looks like you got beaks and feathers."
I think so. Maybe. I'm not sure. It's the morning. Things could change by the end of the day. What you got cooking there?
Things do change at the end of the day. My name changes at the end of the day, too.
Oh, that's exciting. Which one are you going with today?
I was told it's Gerald. Gerald's my name for today.
Have you considered Geronimo, maybe?
Geronimo. Ooh, I feel like I could yell that from a rooftop before jumping down.
I wouldn't suggest that, but if you wanted to try, I'm not going to stop you. But make sure there's some stuff at the bottom, like these blankets. These blankets are real soft.
Oh, right, yeah, those are good, like the ones out of the barracks there, yeah?
Yeah, the ones that Maria makes. She does a great job.
Maria. Not ringing any bells, but that's all right. Now, what's your name, little lady?
My name's Fez.
Yeah, you having trouble with your name too?
Sometimes it's the morning.
Oh, it's all right, darling. It's all right. We all have trouble from time to time. Get yourself a bowl. And you there. Oh, look at that. I don't think I've ever seen someone so small carry two blades of such importance. Now, what's your name?
Lucky has like a very like confused look on his face between this conversation between Fez and this guy, and he's just like, it's always a first, right? So it's Lucky. What you got cooking today? Smells great.
Ooh, it's stew. It's always stew. We make do with what we can get up here. And the easiest thing to do is toss it all in a pot there, put it in a bowl, and fill you right up. May not be a whole lot, but, it keeps the hunger at bay for a little bit.
We just got back from that mission out, but you telling me you guys don't get like supplies frequently here? This smells
Well,
delicious.
you know,
Thank
we don't really have a whole lot of supplies rolling in. Looking around here, got mostly refugees, and you know, we take what we can get. He gestures over to a bunch of carts out there, and he says, "Generally, take what we can from the road. They don't call us bandits for nothing."
That's true. That's true. Is this like is this fresh? Is this a new shipment of he kind of thumbs around mushrooms?
He like leans in really conspiratorially and like puts his hand. Nope. But I use enough spices in there, and there ain't no one gonna tell.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. There's some water.
Oh yeah, there's some of the kids done a run to the well. There should be a water bucket around here with a ladle sitting in it somewhere.
All right, great. Stew for breakfast. Never had it, but I trust you. What was your name? I'm lucky you.
Hold on now.
This is Gerald.
Oh, Gerald, that's
Gerald.
right. My name for today.
I see you met my friend Eli as well.
That's right, Eli. Got that nice name flow right off the tongue.
I think Lucky does too, but all right. He goes over to the water pail.
Well, you enjoy your meal, Captain. Good to see you around here.
Thank you, sir.
New recruit?
Oh, this our party? Yeah, us.
You're carrying two captain swords. Not many people do that.
Look, I mean, and he leans back over the same kind of conspicuous way and goes, you know, if you do your job right, you might get a sword too. That's what I'm saying. You know?
Oh, no. Oh, I don't want anything to do with no fighting or swords. This is where I belong, right here. And he, like, taps the side of the big kettle with a spoon.
Well, you do your good cooking. I'll do my good banditing. So, and we'll stay on our islands, and I'll keep enjoying your stew. That's how I got where I am.
I like you. That's good. You enjoy that there. And just bring on your bowls back when you're done, and I'll see you come dinner time.
So, Eli, did you get an extra bowl for Dagony?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Eli would have done this. Rob may have forgotten.
All right.
Spoon of smiting. Yeah, so you guys grab some stew, a couple of spoons, and head back to where Dagonet is hanging out in front of the barracks. For those of you that have already tried the stew, very peppery. Just really peppery. Probably, you know, as Lucky would know, probably to mask some things that may have been a little either stale or otherwise. Not the best stew you've had.
Lucky is gonna be like, so the ingredients aren't fresh here, as in not any new shipments in from any maybe large potential heist, if you know what I'm talking about, guys.
So are you saying the shipments aren't even getting back here?
At least not to the kitchen.
How the hell are they feeding all these folks?
That's what I'm curious about. I mean, he said there hadn't been one in like weeks.
Something doesn't add up.
I wonder. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna make any speculation, but I'm curious if we're at the right bandits, you know.
How do you mean?
How did bandits become bandits in the first place? They probably felt slighted. There was probably a bit of an uproar. They made their own coalition, their own little groupings of banditry. What if there's some people out there who feel slighted by both parties that now we're dealing with? And they're making a ruckus.
So you think the folks that attacked Alderheart defected from Banaseradan?
Maybe. I mean, we'll have to ask and see if Benesaridan knows anything, I guess, about the attack. I don't know, but if not, and if none of that stuff, because that was a big shipment. that they got their hands on. And I doubt anybody, didn't make away with something. We just got to that small camp. I don't know.
Right.
And the other guys got back, but
Maybe the wolves ate them too. Or cats. Cats.
the lions. You haven't left in a long time. It's fine.
I got the ear.
They were lions. They were like, raw, like mountain lions, not like good, like wolves, like raw,
They all got the teeth though.
Yeah, they're definitely all like keep your distance, right?
If I see an animal, I will go the opposite direction. But they seem big, and they seem like they weren't too terribly starved. Or maybe they just ate it, and all the people and all the stuff, all the wood maybe. Good
You mean
for-
you think like the shipment didn't make it back because the lions have been scoping out the shipments
This is a
coming back?
very dangerous place for the people and things, and I feel like I don't know.
It could be. I didn't really see any. I don't know if you guys saw any. Wreckage from like dropped crates or wagons or barrels or whatever had been left behind. Because I don't necessarily think lions eat wood, but you never know. Might be some roughage in the system. I don't know. Maybe.
Use it for toothpicks.
So, how's your stew? Is that good? Pet.
Me?
Is it that good? Did he over pepper mine and yours has this less pepper? Man,
I don't.
I knew I could sense some tension in that guy's voice. He was like, you with the two swords. He probably put a lot of pepper in this.
You seem
Can't
very
get
nice.
anywhere. You don't fit in at Alderheart. Everybody here thinks you're too hot for your own two pants, Wait, is yours peppery though, or am I just being sensitive?
Mine is a bit peppery, if I'm being honest.
Oh. Yeah. All right. Never mind then.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
what's the plan today?
I mean, do you guys want to head directly to Saradin's quarters or at least the captain's area and ask, or do you guys want to scout around a little bit? I don't know. I'm really curious what's in those cages that we saw.
Do you want to go check it out?
I do. If you guys are okay with that.
Would going in a group be conspicuous? Do you want to go by yourself? You went invisible that one time.
I don't know. I'm really worried about leaving you too long. I could go by myself, but I mean, Eli would have to stick with you guys, I think. Unless you guys are curious too.
I just don't want to cause too much of a ruckus around here because if I'm being honest, I'm a little confused about where different parties' loyalties lie. Eli is having like a moral crisis right now because everything that he knows about Gaspard and the teachings of community and being a folk hero is pretty much being exemplified by these bandits' actions in taking in refugees and fighting for those that cannot fight for themselves. And he's very confused.
I mean, I'm not trying
Conflicted.
to like cause a ruckus with these cages. I'm just curious if these guys are playing the good guys to these refugees, then who and what would they have in cages and why? That's what I'm curious about. I expected them to have a bunch of Alderheart like bird folk in there. We would be worried about what's happening with Pez and Dagonet. So if they're like all we are the victims, then why would they need cages for other things?
Well, since you are a new captain, maybe it would be better that you go at least you present yourself to Sheridan, right? Instead of, I think it would be maybe more suspicious if we just kind of sneak around first.
Well, Jill, has there been like a lot of foot traffic that we've seen as we've been walking between barracks and the food area, like the mess hall and stuff like that? Or is it
Yeah,
just like empty like trails and streets and stuff in between everything? So
it's not an overly large area inside this fort. You do note that there's maybe like 15 armored bandits. Some are up on the walls. The two that have been kind of watching you guys are still watching you guys, and then there's others that are kind of just around. There do seem to be quite a few craftspeople. Like I was saying before, there's like carpenters and there's armor smiths and weaponsmiths and fletchers, but there's also people that are doing like laundry. There's people that are cooking. There are people that are like repairing things on the wall. There's not like a whole bunch of like carts moving in and out. There's not like a lot of goods coming up in here, but there are definitely a good amount of people, including all of the children and things like that. It looks like in the immediate area of the whole place, there's maybe like 35, 40 total people. If you counted everyone.
yeah, I'd rather go see Sheridan as a group, frankly, to explain to her in person while you guys are here. But I don't mind going to check out the cages. If you guys don't want to do that, that's fine. We can go to Sheridan first, and then if we get a like a bad vibe or something, we can go by the cages afterwards.
I just think that if the quicker we see Sheridan before rumors get to her that there are bird folk walking around, it be maybe better for our case. We can talk to her and then just see how that goes, and then if they might be less inclined to follow us. Now that okay that these us we're okay people, and I feel like if we're sneaking around now, they're more likely to question and follow us.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea. I told you with the brains of this operation, Carpenter. You guys okay to go after we eat, or what?
Did we want to ask the kids about maybe some smaller exits, some secret exits that isn't the main one?
I don't know how much smaller we can get. He gestures to all of him.
I mean, maybe Gerald has some butter. Swoop.
I mean, she's not wrong. I've gotten many things between bars and cages and shells with a little bit of extra grease. I mean,
Got nothing. I've got nothing. I've got no response to this. Eli looks incredulously.
We could always ask them. I don't know if it's necessarily if we need to find a small exit, but kids are goofy like that. If they want to go outside and play and sneak out, they're gonna find a way to do it. So, okay.
Yeah, crawl spaces, nooks and crannies, all that. I get I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I mean, I don't know if they're gonna be as fond of us as they are of you, Pez. If you want to go and ask them before we head out, I'm ready to go. That's fine. Yeah.
We can try.
All right. I don't know where they'd be. I guess they'd probably be. Where would kids be around this time of day? They're probably.
If you were trying to go find what they were doing, you can kind of see there's some that are just like out playing in the yard. There are some that have been, wrangled long enough to help do laundry or help cook. You see some, there's like a couple that might be helping some of the craftspeople, as either if they're old enough to like be apprenticing to like the carpenters and things like that. They're kind of just all around.
Do I see the what was the one that was the first kid that I saw? The
Little fox boy Jim.
little Jim.
Little Jim, you want to go find little Jim?
Little Jim.
Roll me an investigation. Go find him in the camp. A 10. Yeah, I mean, I think if you just take some time, you can find little Jim playing with clothespins and not necessarily putting up laundry on a line where he's next to like a box that he has to stand on to like go put the actual laundry up on the line itself. And he seems to just be playing with the clothespin, like they're having some kind of fight. But he does see you approach. He's, oh, hey, pretty bird.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Jim. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning. Hi.
What you got going on over here?
I'm playing with these. And he shows you little clips.
Oh my gosh, if we could stretch that across a thing with some canvas, stretch some canvas across like a barrel, and then you could whack it with those, and it would make a lot of really
whack it.
sound.
Yeah, I want to whack it.
You want to whack it?
Yeah,
Oh my
I want to whack it.
Yeah. Oh, we could fill it with some bristles from the trees. That would be a really fun project, Jim.
He looks around. I don't think there are any trees up here. Not too many anymore.
Maybe once we go back down at some point, I will collect some.
Oh, no. Miss Maria says we never go back down. We're going to stay up here forever and be safe. Because all those bird folk, they're going to come and they're going to attack us. They're going to kill us.
Oh my goodness, that sounds very scary, Jim.
Yeah, but you're a good bird. Yeah.
There's good birds
bird.
out there. You're a good Jim. I was wondering. I wanted to make some presents for my friends and collect some little trinkets from outside, but I don't want them to know that I'm out and collecting things. I was wondering, do you have any like secret exits where I could sneak out and then sneak back in so they won't know that I'm making things for them? I'll make you something too. I'll make you a little necklace or something.
Roll me persuasion for
Okay.
Jim. Persuade Jim to spill all of his secrets. It's a 17. Yeah, it wasn't going to take a whole lot. He's a child. He's ready to do anything, especially after you gave him drumsticks yesterday. But yeah, he's... You want a secret way out in, huh? Yeah, Jim knows one of those. Yeah.
Jim, you are the bravest and smartest boy. Oh my gosh.
And he like looks around and he like drops the clothespin on the ground. And he like stands up on his box and he looks like over the clothesline and then he gets down and he gotta be real quiet. We gotta be real quick because otherwise Maria's gonna come and see why I'm not putting up the stuff and doing my chores.
I wouldn't want to get you in trouble.
I don't want to get in trouble either. Okay, let's go. Come on. So Jim kind of takes you by the hand and starts, it's hard for you because you're like leaning down really far to hold on to this small fox child's hand, but he's like dragging you across. You're kind of, we get this shot, right, where the camera's like following you from where you're behind like these linens, right, and these blankets and things, and we can kind of see you from behind them as you pass between the gaps for the clothesline until you get to the back side of the jailer building where they have the cages. It's kind of close to the wall. So where this wall goes all the way around in the fort, and it kind of butts up against the mountain. It makes a half circle, right? And so now you're behind the jail, and you're past kind of where all this washing is being done. And Jim kind of like flattens himself up against the wall. And he looks at you and he like motions you to get over there. And we see you guys like flatten yourself against the wall. We see the jail keeper, the Gowler, just kind of like slowly whittling on some wood out in the front of the tent, with the camera just kind of like seeing you guys on the wall there. And then he like shimmies around the edge of the wall really unnecessarily. It's not really anyone over here on this side, but he's doing it, very Mission Impossible style. And he kind of like does a little roll at one point in time. And then he gets back up against the wall and he keeps going until you come down to what looks like this tiny, like, it looks like where if a dog had dug underneath a fence, right? So this wall, apparently this portion of the wall here, has either was not sunk deep enough in or something like that, but it has like a dip that goes down and underneath. It is very small though.
So maybe room enough for Lucky, but maybe not for the rest of us, sort of small?
Yeah, you're noting that it might fit a small child, and I think Lucky might be the only one that actually fits that description in your book. So,
Okay.
but it is a way in and out with some time and effort. You could dig it out.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you, Jim. This is beautiful.
Yeah, you want to get out? You can. Oh,
I might be a little big, but that's
you
okay.
might be a little big. Yeah. Jim could get out. What do you need?
Oh, well, I wouldn't want to bother you. I will make a list, though, and I'll get that back to you.
Okay. Yeah, Jim want to help. Jim want to help Pretty Bird.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jim. I'm gonna take a little like clipping of a flower out of my little scrapbook that I have and give it to him, like a little flower pressing.
He puts it in his breast pocket.
That looks
His
very,
little shirt.
very smart on you, Jim.
Thank you. That's very nice. Thank you.
Let's get back to your chores, though.
Yeah, I gotta get back before I get in trouble. Maria's gonna find out. And he does like the same thing. And he like rolls backwards in the same spot where he rolled forwards the first time. And it looks kind of like he's being rewound all the way back to the thing. It seems like he probably just does it the same way every single time because he never got caught that one time. But yeah, so you guys make your way back to the clothesline, and he like picks up the next thing, and he's like, "Okay, I have to get back to work now, but give me that list, and I'll go get you stuff."
Thank you, Jim. Good luck with the work. I hope it goes by real fast.
And me too. And he goes back to playing with the clothespins rather than actually doing any kind of work.
Oh, you're so cute. I'm gonna make my way back to everybody else.
Okay. So while that was all going on, were you guys just like chilling out, hanging out? Dagonet's picked up like the only stump in the entire open area and just like chilling on it. Just hanging out there? Is that?
I feel like Lucky's trying to keep an eye on if there are like patrol guards, like what patrol they're taking, if there's like any visible routes we can see, like that kind of stuff. But other than that, just waiting for us to get back.
So what you do notice is that every once in a while the guard up top changes. There seems to also be a guard out front that changes, as well as the side door that you guys had previously gone in that changes. I mean, you probably would have witnessed one of these things happening, but Dagonet, having sat here pretty much all morning, would have noted that these things were happening. On a pretty set schedule, like, every 3 hours or so, that they do switch. You do note that like there are scouting parties, and you note one that has returned. So there's like slightly more armed bandits in the area right now than there was previously, and it seems to be made up of a very similar type of the ones that you saw on your way up here that was ambushed by lions. It's some like some hedges, some mop hawks, a couple of gerbeens. This one doesn't seem to have a captain at its head, but it does look like they have scouting parties that are moving in and out as well.
Right.
Okay. Pez returns.
Hi. Jim is just the sweetest little kid. Oh my gosh, I appreciate him so much. But okay, so there's a little thing. It's behind the jail, along the wall. There's a bit of an exit, but it is also child-sized. It's possibly Lucky-sized. It's not the rest of us sized. But that's the thing. It's a hole. It's under the dirt, the wall, and then the dirt, and then the hole underneath. So it could be expanded upon.
At least we know it is there. Yeah, it could be handy, especially if we need to get Lucky out quickly. If not, might see if some of the kids want to take turns digging it out for us, if that is possible.
That's a good idea. We have some shiny things to trade for the children's labor.
I mean, you surely can convince them that these things are all instruments for the band, right?
Ooh.
I'm just saying the
awesome.
kids are not going to be like evaluating the cost of some shiny object. They're going to be like, what can I do to play with this thing? So it definitely like be like, this is a whack-a-maclacka. You make clackety noises with it. It's a very ace tier instrument. They'd be like, oh, and you like give them like a clamshell, you know?
The whack-a-maclacker was actually one of the first instruments ever made.
You're very convincing, all right? So yeah, if you wanna, I mean, let's see if they wanna do that. Did he seem like he had ample time? Or
I
they?
mean, they have chores, but he was also not doing the chores, so possibly he has time to not do the chores.
Yeah, so they'll still make it out to seem like a chore. You know,
It's an adventure.
an invention. Yeah, right.
Well, if we had some sweets, candies, the kids would probably do it no problem.
Lucky starts to elbow Eli. And, any sweets?
Do you want me to take the 10 minutes to make them? Because I'll do it. I could have just been doing this while we're planning things out.
Hey,
I mean-
Bill,
I can take 10 minutes. What's up? You use the restroom? You right?
I forgot I could do stuff. So I have that excavation thing I can do. That
That's right, you do. You have
Oh,
a cantrip that does
yeah.
literally this thing. Oh my god.
That's also an option, but I do really like the sweets thing. Can you make some sweets, maybe just for us?
I mean, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea to necessarily keep the kids on the good side. Too. We'll ask for help from them if we need it. So, but
I was thinking for breakfast because
I forgot about that
It's
too.
kind of terrible. But I guess for the kids too.
I don't know if you taking how long you think it's gonna take Eli to make you some candy? What do you think?
10 minutes, man. I don't know why, but I can make anything in 10 minutes. I'm not going to question it.
I don't mind. You in any rush? You guys, Dagonet? You guys still in any rush?
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
I don't mind. If you wanna go talk to the kids again, we can take that 10 minutes.
I did tell a little bit of a lie, and now I might have to make some trinkets for some kids. So I could get started on that while we're doing stuff. Lucky, did you want to check out the cages, or did you?
We decided that we would probably check it out after seeing the general, because we don't want to seem too like suspicious looking around what could potentially be the jail tent or whatnot. I don't know. So smart.
all your-
It's Dagonet. Look at it. I mean, look at him. He's like big brain. Oh yeah.
He's just kind of like staring off into the middle ground. And he's, what? Huh? Did you say something?
No, just saying you got a good brain, good plan. Yeah.
Oh.
Amazing.
What's it?
Okay. So Eli, you take the next 10 minutes to make, I believe, 4 pieces of candy, a delicious, well-prepared, simple food.
I think I
So-
can only do 3 right now.
Wisdom modifier. So is that 3?
Yes.
Okay, so 3 simple, well-prepared, delicious items. You decide they are candy?
Sure are.
Okay,
They're-
what kind of candy?
They are like the little strawberry candies that you get from like old ladies when you visit
Hard
your
candies.
grandma. Yeah,
Yep.
like hard candy.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. You conjure these items, and they appear in your hand after 10 minutes of prayer
Yeah.
to Gaspard. They appear in your hedge hands.
Yeah, here we go.
What does that prayer look like,
Right.
Eli? Like, what do you like? You just out in the open here on your on your hands and knees
Solid
and-
question, man. I suppose it I is it weird if they come out of the ground? I feel like that's weird. I don't like
No. I mean, like, imagine it like a plant. A plant springs itself
yeah,
out of the ground
I mean,
and presents to
I'm
you tiny
thinking
candies.
so much of my magic is kind of like the ribbons sort of weaving whatever I create, and I feel like it's linked to I've always pictured it being linked to my hearth, so maybe I just found a nearby like hearth or hearth like thing like a pot.
Mm-hmm.
And just spending time around the warmth of that, sort of like the ribbons kind of coming out of my hands and sort of forming these things, and like it's I don't know.
Sure.
I've never thought about this. I've always thought about it being like a meal.
Yeah.
I guess technically
mean,
I am just channeling my divinity, huh?
yeah. So in this one, it says that it's conjured. You don't have the utensils to make
Right.
candy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in
No,
the
it's just
previous
I'm
cases,
conjuring it.
you've had your hearth out, so we
Sure.
just said you cooked a meal.
Yeah.
But in this case, you physically conjure candies.
Hell yeah.
I think in your case, it could even be just like how you're describing it. It could just be even your mess tin, and
Yeah.
you just utilize your mess tin and you like lay the ribbons across it or whatever, and you pray over it. And when you lift your ribbons up, there's 3 little delicious candies.
Yeah.
Okay. Pez, you said you had to make some trinkets? What's that about? What are you doing?
I said I was gonna get some stuff from the outside to make some little presents for my friends to get out there, and then I was like, I'll make you a thing too, Jim, because I'm a dummy. So I should probably make Jim a thing at some point, but it's not an urgent.
Oh
thing.
yeah, that's not a now thing.
No.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, Eli presents to you these candies.
Eli, these are so shiny and beautiful.
Thanks. I've actually never tried this before. I'm surprised I got it right. I guess Gaspard willing and all that.
They don't look risky at all.
Well, now I feel like you've drawn attention to it, and now I'm a little self-conscious. Do they look risky?
They're just like the hard candies, right?
Yeah, they're just like hard candy.
I guess don't give it to the smaller children. You don't want them to choke.
Good point.
You still the same? Not. Lily Way. We gotta talk about where you got this one at some point, Dagonet, because I mean, you poke things well with the weapon. You're also helping. I mean, I'm impressed. Took me a minute, but I'm impressed.
I've just been around the tree a few times. That's all.
Were you ever like a babysitter for very dangerous creatures? Is that how you got all your skills?
Babysitter? No. No, I haven't been around dangerous children, no. But you do have to look out for small children when you're in construction sites. Yeah. They're very curious beings.
That makes sense. Do we want to go now? I don't.
It is probably getting on in the day. Yes, we should probably, I am sure that word has, traveled that there's some bird folk by now.
Yeah, the cook and the mess hall knew about us already before we got to this one, or at least before I got there.
Oh, the cook will know everything first. That is. Everyone talks around food, eh?
Yeah, that's.
So are we just gathering information? Is that the plan?
Well, we definitely need to know more what the situation is, yeah. And we have a nice in with Lucky being a captain.
Yeah, I do what I do. You know.
The
Oh,
double
of course. Yeah.
captain.
Well, we should probably at least explain the second sword with the mountain lions yesterday.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be our in with the letting them know that we're on their side. Like we stuck up for their party, even though, rest in peace they didn't make it. So yeah. You guys still gonna have to tell you got to convince somebody who's not a very big fan of bird folk about why you're here, so
Well, at least I can give references if they still want to check it out. That I have not lived in a perch for quite some time. I may look like a bird, but I am far from my brethren these days. Yeah.
wait, that could be an angle. Now that we know that they're taking in refugees, what if we took you two in because you got turned away from Alderheart in the fires? And maybe that's easier for you two than admitting you're bandits.
It's an
Maybe
interesting angle.
maybe she would. I mean, can you just think with me? But what if it was so bad with Alderheart with her? We're just playing her angle. But what if Alderheart was even turning away their own folk with the fires now? I mean,
But we
can you
can.
imagine?
It is not entirely, I guess, false if we want to use that snobby jeweler. That
Yeah, so
we,
that guy. Definitely.
they even didn't want to sell to pests.
That was very rude.
Oh yeah. Personally, I don't think that shop will last long, but whatever.
I'm not buying from there anymore. Yeah, I'll buy from Eliza. But what do you guys? Is that what you guys want to do? Because I imagine with me having the swords and having to explain everything, I'm gonna have to know what's straight with you guys before going there. You know.
Well,
Yes.
I'll just follow your lead. Whatever you end up saying, I'll go along. I'll go along with it.
So we met on the road, maybe? We got turned around, turned away, met on the road?
Well, we met in a Humblewood community. It's not like we met up in Alderheart. Yeah? We were a part of a humble community.
That
We
explains
were
why.
we were sent to deal with the fires. Alderheart is, they weren't willing to deal with the fires at first. Yeah. So I don't think we have to stray away from the truth too much. Yeah.
I mean, clearly the refugees are concerned about the fires. So.
Yeah.
And Eli and I, we could say that we just have been out living the bandit lifestyle, and honestly didn't know where to go with you guys since you didn't mean, I brought you back here.
We trusted you because you had so many swords.
Who wouldn't trust a guy with 2 swords and the lucky belt? I mean, I'm surprised this whole village doesn't know me by now, but we can. I think that will work out. It's way easier to say than Pez is a bandit. I mean, no offense, Pez. You're beautiful, but
Do I not look rough?
She's an entertainer. That is universal.
I'm practicing my face.
Are you
You
still
just-
wearing the blanket?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
you just can't you can't talk about your parents at all, or
I love my
anything like that.
parents.
I mean, they're wonderful, but
Are you wearing the harp? Are you wearing the harp pin?
What would I be wearing? I don't
Maybe
know.
you should.
Well, so here's the deal. You've had 5 days worth of travel, and you do have 2 sets of clothes. You have your traveling clothes, and then you had your nice cloak. So it depends on which one you've been wearing.
I was kind of trying to blend, but I don't know if that really matters. But I would have worn the travel cloak.
Would you have kept the harp on the travel cloak? Would you have transferred it over?
I'm very proud of it, and I like looking at it. So yeah.
They don't know all enough for. We are all very proud of you for that accomplishment. But
It's so pretty.
oh, it is beautiful, yeah. But best not to say that you're part of the Alderheart Symphony. That is very obviously prestigious, and that's why it is very proud of you. But I don't think it will have the same connotations
It'd be a little complicated.
here. Then be like, why is someone who is high society turned away from Alderheart if you have a symphony pin?
That's probably smart.
So-
Dang it, you were so smart. Oh my gosh, you're just on fire today.
Well, yeah, I had a very good sleep.
I was gonna say nothing like a good bit of rest, refresh the brain.
Hey. So your plan is to go talk to General Saradin? All right. We will do that right after our break. So thank you everyone for being here for DieFall Alderheart episode 9. We're going to take about 3 to 5 minutes, and when we come back, the party, good guys or bad guys or, tempting children with candy, we'll go see General Benna Saradin and once and for all figure this thing out. We'll be right back. Hey guys, once again, thank you so much for tuning into DieFall Alderheart episode 9. Man, we're almost at double digits here. That's pretty freaking wild. If you're new here, think about following this channel, Runaway Robot, where we do our show live on twitch.tv/runawayrobot_ every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to get caught up, you can head on over to the YouTube channel. That is youtube.com/runawayrobot. Or if you want the podcast format, audio-only format of this, you can find us on Apple iTunes, Spotify, and SoundCloud under DieFall Dungeons and Dragons. Again, I'd like to big thank you for Zombie Fighter and Wraith VESG for being our first 2 Patreons. That's right, we now have a Patreon for DieFall. All of the proceeds made in the Patreon go directly to the cast members. I'm working on being able to pay these lovely people for their time and their talents, because they well and truly deserve it. If you'd like to head on over to patreon.com/DieFall, you can see what we've got going on over there. There are multiple tiers with multiple rewards, and you can become part of the show by offering NPC names, as well as getting highlight reels from previous shows, artwork made, and at the highest tier, you can have an NPC that reoccurs throughout shows designed by you. So take a look at that when you've got the time. That all being said, thank you guys so much for supporting us today. I super duper appreciate it. Shades of Blue for the 222 bits. Tier 222 for 220. That's a lot of 2s in that whole thing. Cadmus1Z, thank you for the follow. J for Jake, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the factory, guys. And eViral, thank you for the host. I appreciate that. We'll be right back. Welcome back to DieFall Alderheart episode 9. Hopefully you guys got a little bit of a break and a little bit of a snack, and we are ready to find out what this General Benna Saradin is all about. So party, what are you gonna do?
Panic.
I mean, that one guard outside the front kind of gave us directions, correct, as to where.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there's a rough road north of the courtyard that you're in, and it kind of climbs upwards through these steep crags until it curves, and you can kind of see from where you are now like a really tall barricade of logs that are all lashed together from where you're sitting right now. That looks to be probably the inner keep.
I suppose we head this way.
I mean, that looks like it's the way that not Larry, but his friend said last night about where her quarters were. So I think it would be a little conspicuous to ask, you know? Like, who wouldn't know that she was up there if you stayed here, you know?
I imagine if we get a bit off course, someone would point us in the right direction.
I think we just need to look like, above all else, that we belong. So, act natural.
I'm gonna quick put the blanket away.
Where do you put it?
If we're close to where we were staying, I'm just gonna run it back inside, throw it on the bed, run back out.
Yeah, sure, you could do that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. And then you want to head up the little northern road? Okay. And you do so. Eventually, as you climb through the steep crags, around this curve, you see this 40-foot tall barricade of logs all lashed together and a large set of double doors. A pair of really tough-looking Moppocs in chain armor eye you warily as you approach. As you get closer, one raises a hand and says, "That's far enough, friend. State your business."
We just got in last night. We were a part of the call it crew to look into fires spreading in the areas. We also definitely saw the good work that we did on that one heist in Alderheart. But we got some news about Alderheart, and they got 2 of us captive there that we wanted to tell General Sheridan about. I see you eyeballing my compatriots here. Okay, they're with us. They were turned away from Alderheart as well as the other refugees that are here. So that's
The other one next to the door kind of leans up and whispers into this guy's ear. And Lucky, being close enough, you would be able to hear, like, "These are the ones that Larry told us about." "Ah, the ones from last night, right?"
You're right.
"Yeah. With the bird folk friends. Weirdly enough. All right. Well, General Sheridan is in. Don't go making any trouble, though. Gonna have to give you a thumping."
I mean, only the appropriate trouble that we are tasked to do, if you know what I mean. Which way is the General Sheridan?
"Just through the door. You'll be able to see it." And he leans back and he opens the door. It doesn't seem to be locked in any discernible way, revealing a small courtyard on the inside. Do you guys go through?
Yeah.
Okay. You go through. The door is shut behind you. It's a smaller courtyard, and unlike the previous one, there's no one milling around here. This seems to be a place of purpose. There are 2 square wooden buildings, one to the east and another to the west. There's the larger one is to the east, and then there's a smaller one that seems to have a large padlock on it to the west. There's a narrow pathway between the 2 of them that leads to a sturdy wooden door that looks like it leads into the mountain itself. It's just a door that leads into the stone.
Yeah, he's whispering to the party. Yes, it's not the bad one.
I don't know what you're saying, but I'm just gonna follow you.
I imagine that if anything valuable that was taken from the caravan, it would be on that one.
Or if anything was taken and didn't make it to the people.
People would do that.
People do a lot of things.
I don't know. But only one way to find out, right?
though we probably shouldn't linger and stare at the building with the lock on it.
Fair enough.
I guess you'll be in there. They didn't really say, but you'd see it.
One more time, Lucky.
Oh, I was just saying, head to the larger building. They didn't really say, so I'm guessing they just said we'd see it. So, I don't. I guess it's a big building. Maybe that's maybe.
Okay, so you pick the larger of the two buildings out front. Okay. You walk up to the building. The door seems to be open. You go inside.
Lucky's gonna like half knock before walking through.
There doesn't seem to be any response.
All right, let's go on in. All right.
Yeah. You walk in and you note that there are several cots occupying the inside. There's a shelf at the corner of the room filled with these like salves and tinctures, as well as some books, what seem to be herbs in glass jars. There's a wooden table stained. It looks to be stained with maybe blood. Has an open kit on top of it. You note that there are people in the cots, 3 of them, bandaged along various parts of their bodies, and they all seem to be resting, asleep.
I think this is the hospital.
Looks like an infirmary. Yeah, let's just back out.
Okay, so you just back out? Yeah, sorry. Sometimes I can't hear you sometimes when you're whispering.
Sorry, I'm still getting
okay.
used to this setup.
Yeah, so you just back out and close the door? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Let him nap.
Yeah, they gotta get there. Those tough folks gotta get their rest. All right, let's go to the points to the big mountain door.
Okay, so there's as you go past the smaller building with the big lock on it, you head to the door that leads into the mountain itself. This door is as well open. Do you go through?
After you, Lucky.
Rap.
There doesn't seem to be any immediate response.
All right, there's no going back now. We just gotta get in there and do it. All right. Opens the door. I'm sure it's some ease.
Open the door, and you're greeted by candlelight, essentially, because this is inside the mountain itself. It is very dark in here, other than where you had opened the door. 3 long tables are crammed into this, what looks to be a meeting area. 2 of them along the sides, and a jumble of chairs are packed together at each one. Does look like there's the remains of some meal still out in front of some of the seats. The northern wall has a 3rd table with 1 single high-backed chair. Candles in a single iron chandelier seem to bathe the area in a dim light, and there are 2 Gerbine sentries that kind of stand watch over a door in the hall's northeast corner.
What's the quality of the food that's been left on the table?
Maybe a perception check.
A
16?
Yeah.
It looks to be mostly bowls of stew and bread. Doesn't seem to be like a whole lot of like fresh fruits or meats or anything like that. Yeah.
Maybe they aren't. Maybe they aren't not sharing, anyway. All right.
The Gerbines notice you as you walk in now, and one hails you. Hey, who are you?
Good afternoon. We're here to see General Sadan about some business from Alderheart.
Oh, all right then. The general is in one moment. And they like lean backwards and knock on the door behind them. And after a moment, a large servant woman exits the room and walks out and takes a seat behind the large table at the end in the high back chair. from which you now stand across. Let's see if this... Hopefully, does this show you the picture?
Oh yeah.
The chat, I'll pull this up for you. This is Benna Saradin. So she is a large servant woman. Seems to be missing an ear and has a bandage over one of her eyes here. I can't make it rightly big view chat, can I? There we go. Yeah. So she's carrying a couple blades, and she seems to be pretty well armored and pretty heavily scarred as well. So she sits down on the other side, and she kind of cocks her head to one side and looks at you quizzically. Oh. Are you the ones that they've been telling me about then?
I mean, rumors spread quickly when you do good work, you know?
They do. 2 captain's blades, they said.
Yeah, the one I earned on my own. The other one, unfortunately, was owned by one of your captains running patrol. We came upon them after they unfortunately fell to the fate of a few mountain lions on our way up here. I brought it to return it if I need to, you know.
My scouts did confirm that there was trouble on the path up. Corpses of a party with a captain missing a sword. So that checks out. But I don't recognize you, and I know my captains.
I also, unfortunately, this sword came from the captain that I used to work with, Captain Frey. She unfortunately was lost in a great fight at Alderheart. So that's where the other one came from. But she and I were close, so there's not much left of her crew, and I kept it in memory of her, you know.
You know, she told me about a Gerbine at one point. That they used to give her right a lot of trouble. And... Show me your belt buckle.
Really quick, I'm gonna touch Lucky and give him inspiration.
Okay.
I mean, you know how friends do. You play the games where you're great buddies, but you give each other trouble. You ever had a friend like that before? You give it to me, I give it to you. So show the vocal. I gave it to her, you know. It's a thing.
Do you show her the belt buckle?
I'm not going to.
Yeah. Okay. She gets up and leans forward across the table to get a closer look. And she says, I believe your name then is Lucky, is it not?
That's me. Did she tell you I did good work? I worked hard, you know.
She told me many things, and now you say you have her blade after a fight with Alderheart. And I see you with birdfolk, Lucky.
Yeah, they were refugees as well. We found them on the road. They were turned away by Alderheart in the fires.
Is that right?
Yeah. This one
Alderheart
here,
turns away birds now.
you know, Alderheart's rough.
You've been?
I mean, we heard. So. I mean, Dagonet over here's got stories. He's not been to the town in a long time. Got turned away a while ago with the fire.
It is true. It's been decades since I've been welcome at Disney Push.
How did Frey die?
Unfortunately, looks like some of the gods, some of the people from Alderheart chased down the bandits after which I assume trying to get items to help out our refugees here. Great community it got growing. 10 out of 10. But it was a lot of Like meta force. So, yeah. Sucks seeing everybody go down, you know.
How do you know she died?
I told you I was a part of a party. Used to work with her.
Yes, used to, which is what she told me as well. She also told me that she found you once on the road, traveling with birdfolk towards Alderheart, where you stopped her, fought her and her companions, killed them, and then stripped her of her sword the first time.
Did Frey tell you she also got into some of that funky stuff too sometimes?
Funky stuff.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Bandits pick up rough habits on the road sometimes. Don't they, Eli? I mean, Eli knows. He's recovered.
Roll me deception.
Oh, God. I'm screwed. Good thing I'm proficient in
Holy
deception.
shit.
It's okay, 16. You also have a bardic inspiration.
Oh, that's right.
If you want to use it.
Yeah, I'll use it. It's a 1d6, right?
Yep.
Right, Eli?
Like God of 4. So it's a 20 total. Jesus. What?
I mean, I don't know
What
the
did-
last time she'd been here to report to you, but
Before the raid on Alderheart,
yeah.
as I ordered her to do.
Yeah, I mean, we did come across her, but we ended up joining back in the ranks with her. I don't understand why she'd say anything negative. There was a couple of times, dude.
She said you attacked her on the road.
She also told me that she saw some spooky stuff at night when she was,
This doesn't sound like Frey at all.
I don't know.
Ah, the stress might have been getting to her. I was pushing her too hard.
Stress is a big thing. This whole,
Damn bird folk should just let us into Alderheart so we can all be safe.
that's what she said too, before she died.
Now why are you here?
We got reports back from Alderheart that they've got 2 of our folk in there.
We knew there were captures from when the raid went.
Yeah, we were kind of
Sour.
stranded after we left Frey. I wish I could have brought more back to remember her by. But yeah, we come in a report to tell you that even Alderheart's turning away birdfolk now. So I don't know if they're just
Good.
getting
They
too...
will get what's coming to them. Don't you worry. Turning away their own now? Fine. You have a home here. You can join with us. You have 2 blades on you. You have a spear, a shield. You know how to fight.
You know how to fight. Not only fight, but she'll tell a tale that'll knock your socks off. That's all I'm saying.
Alderheart will get what's coming.
Frey kind of mentioned that there was other plans in the work. I mean, I wasn't a captain at the time, so I don't. I
You're
don't
still
know
not
anything.
a captain. Just
Well,
carrying captain's swords.
I would be happy to earn my way if there's any positions in this new tack
We
you're
do
talking
seem to
about.
be missing 2 now. Can't do this alone.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I'll admit the fact that I wasn't that good as a lifter before with Frey, but I've improved. I've gotten better. I took this spoon. I took this pen. He starts pulling his pockets out of all the stuff. He's like, I mean, this is just like a day's work for me.
No. All of those things you used to do before, all that small-minded things you used to do, none of that anymore. No. We take what we need from the supplies that go to Alderheart because we have people to feed here, and there is no way for us to get it otherwise. People have been burned out of their homes, families lost, lives lost, and we are holed up in here in a mountain while the Birdfolk Council sits high in their tree. Keep those things that you lifted. I'm not doing that anymore. There's
Alright.
much bigger things to do. Alderheart. Alderheart will fall. I think that little raid, is that one camp is all we have. That this is all we have. No. The coalition is much larger than that. And they will see. We will all get our revenge on them.
I mean, do we have anybody on the inside of Alderheart that's supplying information?
Of course we do. We look like everyone else.
Well, you know who else looks like everyone else? Thumbs over at Pez and Dagonet.
I would never trust a bird folk.
I mean, this one stuck up for me against mountain lions, too, as well as this one to help throw back some rocks so they didn't
They
crush
can
me.
go back to the lions then.
You have
They
any...
can stay here if they've truly been kicked out. But no, they will not fight for me. They will not spy for me, but they can go die for me.
All right. Pez, you all right? Oh, okay.
Whatever I can, wherever.
Yeah, is there, you want us to talk to somebody about some work to do here?
So then, bird folk, have you joined us?
Well,
Are you going to join us for the fall of Alderheart? The council? The perch guard?
they kicked us out, so where else are we supposed to go?
I've been defending and help building homes for the Humblewood folk for many years. Why would I stop now?
Because when they're dying in the streets, I don't want you to flinch.
Oh, it's no problem. I might fall over this bad leg that I have, but I won't flinch. No.
All right, then. I'll call upon you again soon.
Right. You want me to leave the captain's woods? Yeah. Place some respect or anything?
Keep phrase. Hand me
Alright.
the other.
I'll place it on the table. Thank you. Sorry
I'll
to
be
bring
calling the
bad-
captains back. We'll have much to discuss.
All right.
You're dismissed.
If I may,
Yes, you have been mighty quiet. Yes, Hedge.
is the purpose of all this simply to gain revenge against Alderheart, or are you truly looking after these people?
Of course I look after our own. Hedge, would you not?
I spoke to Gerald, the cook, and he said they hadn't received a shipment in weeks. And so, what is the point of sending all these people to die attacking Alderheart, if not to bring back supplies for those
Alderheart
in
has
need?
enough supplies for all of us. Of course.
Well, then where are these shipments going?
What? There are no... You don't have trade routes, Hedge. I feel like... We are bandits for a reason. We have to take to survive.
And I understand that, but it seems like what you're taking isn't reaching the people. From what I understand.
This is not the only outpost. This is not the only camp. This is not the only place where we have people and have need of food. Do you think, from what you've seen out there, that this band can take Alderheart on their own?
No, but I think that I just what you've done to unite these people is nothing short of inspirational. However, there's a fine line between killing for the sake of killing because you're pissed and taking what you need for the people that you protect. And I just want to clear my conscience about this whole situation and make sure the people are being looked after and we're not being governed by murderous fantasies because we feel slighted.
Just because I get a little revenge in the process doesn't mean I won't take care of our own. They didn't listen. And we lost everything. That's on their heads.
I wonder how many people in Alderheart know about what's happening. I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong in this situation, but do we know that everybody in Alderheart's necessarily bad? Do they have a lower area in the town that maybe doesn't know what the upper area in the town may be doing? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know much about how Alderheart is divided, but from our information, it is rather split. The humble folk they do take in live in the roots, and where they can in shacks, not allowed to travel higher in the tree. Always below them.
And I'm not saying they have everything figured out over there, but they are taking in refugees as well. That raises another concern. And failing Alderheart, what of all these people that have found shelter there?
We'll figure that out when the time comes, but the Bird Council and the Perch Guard must fall.
Can I ask you
They deserve it.
one more question? Not involving Alderheart.
What is it, Lucky?
What are we doing about the fires? Is there any... Do we know what's causing these fires?
What is there to be done about the fires except run? We didn't move fast enough. We can't hop from perch to perch and fly away.
Have you seen creatures and stuff? We've come across a couple of like fire-starting creatures out there. Like, it's not just a fire. It's like monsters out there, like bats and like little fireman guy things. I would know what they are in character, but I don't out of character.
She removes the bandana, revealing the concealed portion of her face. She is horrifically burned. Her left ear is gone, and her eye can barely see it under the warped flesh. The fire's burned away everything that I love. I only want to make sure they also burn away the corruption in Alderheart. I've seen the creatures, the bats, and others. Snakes. Sometimes they come in the form of dogs. I've seen them take home after home. And yet the Perch Guard does nothing. We try to eat, they kill us. We try to go to them, they kick us out or leave us on the ground. They deserve to be burned out.
All right. Well.
Is there anything else?
You like yeah. All right. Well, thank you for seeing us today. You know where to find us whenever we need to talk about that future incursion. You know.
She replaces the bandana and nods to you. Thank you for returning the blade. And welcome home, Captain Lucky.
And like you nod and kind of.
Okay. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do within the meeting hall? Okay. You exit the meeting hall out again into the empty courtyard. Do you want to try anything still in here, or do you just want to go?
I think like once the doors have been closed and Ben is not within earshot anymore, uh, Dagonet will just kind of turn to the group and so they're not doing anything about the fires either. Like
No.
she wants the Alderheart to burn, which okay, understandable. But what happens when that entire forest is burnt?
That's what I was curious about. I mean, Alderheart's a tree.
That's the thing, is they're not, neither side is thinking beyond their own conflict. They're so worried about fighting each other that the whole damn forest is going to burn down, and they're going to be standing there like, oh wow, wish there was something we could have done about this. Well, guess what? We could have if we all just worked together. God's damn it.
See, I can understand the Alderheart didn't know about all the little creatures that were burning things, but she experienced it. You would think that yeah, screw Alderheart, but you would think that since she knew that she at least do something about it, then hide in stone.
Not
Yeah,
just
I'm worried.
Alderheart.
I wonder if they've actually sent any potential like SOS white flag communication to Alderheart, or if it's just been turned away from the council, and that's why she's mad. I don't know. I don't know the details.
I don't think her pride would have let her do that, to be
I can
honest.
I don't think the pride on either side will let them communicate, but it just seems like such a waste for the entire forest will let be burned because they are angry at one another for not helping. Like to stand up and do the right thing, yeah. Stop whatever is causing these fires instead of be angry at the the birds are not doing anything.
Then do we try to play diplomat? I mean, other than fighting the fires ourselves, I don't know what else we can do.
I mean, nobody's going to investigate what's starting them. I don't think either group is gonna be okay with us playing in between. We had strict, instructions from Alderheart.
Yeah, I don't. She is certainly convinced that he is just good to die for. As a good folk, but I will always protect the humble folk on the ground. They've been my family for many years now, but I expected more, I guess. Obviously that I expected her to be angry about the other house, not that's normal, but both sides not doing anything about the fires is
I don't think that anybody else can really shout any louder about it. Really, I mean, they both had families and homes and villages and stuff burned. I mean, I don't know what we. I mean, part of me says we need to go and check out what's starting these fires ourselves because I don't think they're gonna either one send a group out there. I mean, the bird council said they would, but if by now this has been already like 5-6 days, if we haven't seen any, if bandits haven't seen anybody going out to check, if they're definitely keeping an eye on them. I don't know if we got lied to about it.
yeah, I'd be very curious to see if since we split up duties if they actually followed through. I'd definitely be curious to hear word from Medoven, and if that was too late to hear from Winnowing Reach, if they have seen anyone. But yeah, it's I think it was too late if they decide to do something until after the entire forest is burned. I think that is a waste of much more life than it is that is needed.
I mean, I personally don't want to be a part of the crowd charging it. All the heart to like kill bird folk, you know. I think we just, I mean, you guys can tell me I'm wrong, but I don't think we need to wait around for that calling, you know.
No,
that-
but we also can't just let these people kill each other.
No, but I think if we're the people to essentially, uh, pardon my poor choice in words, light a fire under their butts, letting them know what's going on with the fire, you know. I mean, we don't have to. I mean, you guys don't want to investigate it if you think we wouldn't make it, but I just.
I definitely think that we need a strong reason to, if we were to, at least stop them from fighting each other, not so much unite against a common enemy, but at least have a truce. We need. I think we need to know what is starting these fires. I think at least if not the leaders, the council or the captains, but I think the people.
Yeah, I mean,
Both.
what if we? I mean, like, what if we? Well, I don't imagine the people of either faction are going to be happy to know that their leaders are more excited about feuding each other than necessarily fighting the fires that are burning their literal families. I don't know how. I don't necessarily want to cause a complete. I mean, maybe I want to cause a complete uprising. I don't know, but it would be smart to at least start letting people know that both the council and general, Theoden aren't necessarily fully on their side. A little bit of unwarranted pride, I guess. There.
I don't blame her. It sounds like she lost a lot and was expecting Alderheart to probably come into her town's aid, and they didn't.
I'm not disagreeing with you there, but being a former bandit, it's not exactly like they were good folk doing good folk things before they've now had this change of heart about it. So I don't necessarily think Alderheart should have held a grudge this long, but
Alderheart is always going to be against organized crime, but there's definitely a lot of personal hatred, I think, against Alderheart in the general's frame of mind. I don't think. I think her anger is misplaced. If I were to guess, she probably lost family. But I think that she should go. Her anger should be against the things causing the fire. If Alderheart was causing the fire, then we got the then I can see the problem.
That's true. I mean, like I said, I mean, she's gonna plow through a bunch of innocent bird folk with that anger when it's not even there. Well, I mean, the council, sure, definitely should have aided on the call, but like Eliza's in there. Like,
well, I don't understand that she thinks that no one goes higher than the roots. Eliza has prime property in the highest market. That was her sister's. So I don't know what she thinks, but there are humble folk doing very, very well in Alderheart.
yeah, I'm afraid to tell her that though, because
Well, I dare not speak of that. I would end up my wings would be roasted. Yeah.
True.
If we just fed everyone some of my family's moonshine and had them relax a little bit, they could just talk it out and it'd be fine. We got big issues.
Well, that would be fine if everyone was a happy drunk. That was not always the case, though. Yeah.
You know what's sometimes better than alcohol, and this is by a very small margin. Telling a good tale. I wonder if we can start turning people's from the bottoms up heads with your help as like letting them know the story of these. They don't have to be literally Alderheart and like the bandits, but like two stories of kingdoms feuding and there's a bigger entity, a problem out there, and how they all banded together to fight the larger problem. You know?
Eli, is there any tales of Gaspard and the past that would be like this?
I mean, every tale of Gaspard is about connecting people through community. I mean, no matter what walk of life you come from, no matter what your occupation is, your path, we are all living on the same planet, on the same plane, and I mean, this coalition is halfway there. That's what drives me nuts, is that they're here, they're taking care of one another, they're looking after one another, they're concerned about one another, but then their leader is using that as fuel for their own vendetta against people that have wronged them. Like I don't know how to save these people.
I mean, I think we should be telling them the truth. They seem to all be a little bit washed in the mind of their leaders on both sides being the best, you know, making the best decisions for them. But right now, it doesn't feel like it, you know.
Maybe the best thing that well, a lot of these people, they're not going to be a part of the soldiers that are going to leave this place, the families. But maybe we make our way as fast as we can to figure out what these fires are before this comes to a head. Yeah? We should, stick around to see, their timeline and on when they plan to, the full frontal attack to Alderheart. This last skirmish was probably a test to see how far they would get with that size of force, probably. So we should, she's going to be calling the captains. So maybe we stick around long enough to know the timeline, and then that will give us an idea that that's how long we have to figure this out before things come to a head.
Yeah, I definitely think that we should stop planting the seed through your tales as well.
Oh, yes.
About the feuding entities, I guess. Just don't pez the names. Just make them a little bit more different. So.
Yeah, it'll be like maybe like two individuals, possibly. Maybe they're like distant cousins or something, right? Like related, and then they're having a fight, but they have to unite against a common enemy. But
exactly, just keep thinking that you got it. Trust in yourself and your music stuff. Yeah. Maybe you could recruit some of the kids in your band.
You should probably make sure that they not think that the common enemy is Alderheart.
Oh, yeah, that's smart. Common enemy could be something natural. Maybe instead of fire, it's like a rain monster,
like a flood or something.
Yeah, where it's not too obvious, right?
Yeah.
I'm very good at being very subtle.
Maybe Eli can help you out with a little bit of Gaspard stories,
Yeah, if there is any other tales that People might already be familiar to make them think of those tales, right? To at least make them like, oh yes, this, and a lot of time, that people like Gaspard, people aspire to be like them.
I definitely think this tale being told by a bird folk will help them out too, to realize that maybe not all bird folk are bad. Maybe there are some good bird folk in there,
Yeah,
We could get that started. My concern is time, because like things that would help is maybe getting some representation in Alderheart for the humble folk, and changing the government. But I think those things take a little bit of time.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely, I think what Dag and I are implying is like, we stay, maybe we eat with the community tonight, maybe you revel on the tales, and then I suddenly have a distraction, but and then we go on our own to go and see what's out of the fires, and hopefully in the time that we're gone, enough of the community will start thinking about, the consequences of actions of invading an entire tree of bird folk instead of just the upper tower. You know what I mean?
Maybe conquering through love.
Yep. Like puppy love. Great,
Yeah.
It's always innocent, sweet, and lovable, and fluffy, and great. All right.
Always brings together the community.
Right.
Unconditional love. It is a potent message.
I'm paying attention. Don't worry. This doesn't make any sense for people that are going to listen to this in podcast format. I was handed a puppy. I'm sorry. I had to pet the dog. She's gone now, though.
You can pet the dog in DieFall.
Happy love your pets day, chat. Go love your pets today. But yeah, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt so hard.
I don't have a pet in this new place, but I do have a wrench. So pet your wrenches, everybody.
And that's a clip. Okay. Okay, so you guys you're having the. I mean, honestly, there's good ideas here, and a lot of ways to figure out what you might need to do. What do you want to do right now?
Should we check out the cages I mentioned earlier now that we've reported in? See what they got in there.
Yeah, and then maybe we, like Dagonet suggested, get a feel for the timeline of this supposed great assault and see
she
what
didn't
that
say
looks
when
like.
She would call me, but I imagine it's pretty soon considering how eager she is to get the show on the road. So.
Eli, do you wear like a notice? I feel like we've talked about this before, but please do remind me. Do you wear like a noticeable talisman of your faith?
I feel like I said at some point I did. Let me see if I specify what it is. If I do and I didn't specify it in my inventory, it would be like a brooch. A brooch. A brooch. Holy symbol. I did not specify what it looks like. Yeah, I would wear a little. Because
I remember it was the swords with the ribbon tie, right?
Yeah,
for Gaspard. I just didn't know how you wore your warrior faith as your, because you need it for your channeling, I guess. But
yeah, it's either that or it might be.
I was just curious.
On a necklace.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember.
Either
I
way,
feel like it's come up, but yeah.
It's more of a question of, do you keep it visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, so do you guys want to head back down to the main square and see what's up there? Sure. Yeah, you exit easily enough. The guards kind of just give you a nod, and you head back down to the main area of the fort. Things are kind of proceeding just as they were. It's becoming later in the afternoon now. Yeah, probably mid-afternoon at this point. But yeah, you're more than welcome to take a look around at whatever.
Where was the tent with the cage type cells things in them?
It's over by the barracks, and there's a tent, and you did notice some of the cages in there. There's a different From what our camera saw previously, when Pez had gone by earlier, there's a different person outside that seems to be a hedge gentleman sitting there, and he seems to just be kicked back in the chair, sleeping.
Seems like I can maybe check it out. Now that I'm officially a captain, you know.
Yeah, quite the promotion for somebody who's not abandoned anymore.
I'll take what I can get, okay?
All right.
If you guys want to go over there with me, at least it's fine. I don't mind just peeping in and checking. I'm just really curious if we got like, you know, people in there. Nobody
Sure.
wants to be in a cage, you know.
Do you guys want to head over as a group?
I should probably stay back, see what I can do to help. Maybe I can reinforce some part of the buildings. I can expect to see the sturdiness of them, because if any of the other guards or captains have the same view of birdfolk as the general, then I probably shouldn't be poking my beak into anything.
I mean, I imagine NDM's discretion, that we saw I saw a forge. Was like a carpenter's grouping here or something?
There were people doing some form of carpentry. Some of them were doing like wagon repair work, as well as like construction of either more beds, or there were fletchers that were working on arrows and things. There's definitely people working with wood around. There's stuff to be done.
Yeah, I'm sure they, it might take a little bit of wedging in for your advice, but
Well, the more that I show that I want to help is good for our cause.
I do agree with that. All right.
Okay. So Dagonet, you're gonna try and go find a way to be helpful.
Yeah.
With your skill set. Okay,
Yes.
sure. We'll get to that in a moment. So was it Lucky and the rest of the group that wanted to go over to the jailer section, or?
I won't join because I'm pretty conspicuous. I'll
Okay.
just work on my ballad.
Okay, you're gonna work on a ballad. I love it.
Yeah, I already
All
have to
right.
start.
Eli and Lucky, you head on over to the jailer's tent. Again, the jailer seems to be asleep outside of it. Doesn't really notice you. I'm sorry. We have friends coming in. She has to go pick them up from the airport. So, okay.
The dog?
Yeah,
the dog can drive?
The dog can drive. The dog can drive. Yeah. So you guys head on over and they're asleep. Do you want to wake them up, or do you want to kind of just peek your head in?
I mean, I'm just gonna peek my head in.
Sure. Yeah. So you peek your head inside the tent, and you find that it's got like 4 rusted cages in it. They all seem to be unoccupied. It looks like this tent is really just here to keep these from getting rusted anymore. There's like a small open area in the middle with a chest. Yeah, and the rest of it just has the 4 rusty-looking iron cages. All of them are empty.
What a surprise! They have. Does it look like they've been used in a while, or just like rusted and gross, or like what?
It's
hard
to tell without like going and investigating the area. With just peeking your head in, it's you can see that they're not locked, just kind of sitting there. Their locks are hanging open. But it's hard for you to tell like if there are like if a person's being kept there, but they're like being taken on a walk somewhere right now, right? It's you can't really tell from just poking your head in.
Lucky will lean back out and be like, "Buddy, nothing." To Eli.
I wonder what they have plan for these? I mean, she doesn't really seem like the type to take prisoners.
I mean, this might be a far throw, but what if it's for like science or something instead of people? I mean, they're rusty. I can't tell they've been used lately, but they're pretty rusty. I just don't know why they'd be, nods over to the snoozing dude. Got it.
No idea.
All right. Well, unless you want to ask him. Do you want to ask him? I could ask him. Let's ask him. You want to ask him?
You're the captain.
All right. Like he's gonna like puff out his little chest and like nudge the snoozing god. Hey, wake up! You're on duty.
Oh, yep, hello. Yep. Oh, Captain. Captain.
I won't tell anybody about your nap. I understand we just got in like last night from our treks about. But I was just checking in to see if there's been any prisoners or anything in here.
Nope, not in quite some time. Nope, no prisoners. Nope.
All right. Like when you say not some time, do you mean like a couple days, hours, weeks, months, ever?
I don't. Well, we did have. Well, there was one night there was a fight between some of the bandits being all tough and stuff, and they had a little bit too much to drink. And Benna put a ban on hard drink after that, but some of them had to spend the night in, some of the cells.
Oh, all right. So there's not been many problems since then around here, apparently.
Since Benna put her foot down, no. Oh, it's actually been real simple. I'm not right sure why we keep taking watches here. I think it's just for us to have something to do.
I mean, it's good to always keep yourself busy,
Right, yeah, right, yeah, but I could be so much more useful, like in the fight against Alderheart and getting us more food for our people and things like that.
I mean,
Captain.
this is true, but don't tell anybody I said this. But we just got back, and the fire's a big problem. Big problem. There might not be any food anymore if we don't,
Fires?
Yeah. We'll see about
Where
that.
all these
though.
refugees had come from then.
Yeah, they didn't tell you. You
Ew.
didn't ask any of those little kids. You talked to them. They're real cute.
No, I mean, I have a job to do, right? I've got a job. I can't just.
Yeah, well, you're doing a
hang
great
around with
job
children.
protecting these kids, but yeah, a lot of the families have been. Yeah, there's probably orphans down there. Families are gone from these fires, not from Alderheart. From these fires. Not saying Alderheart isn't just the worst and like.
Yeah, all the
needs
huts.
to-
yes, the worst.
Well, what I am saying is, just keep your eyes peeled for smoke plumes because they're coming quick. So. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're so far in the mountains. Do you think we're in danger, Captain?
We traveled far and wide, didn't we, Eli? And the fires are everywhere. So, even if you are in the mountains, you don't want to get stuck here without food supply from the forest and stuff anyway.
no
so.
food. That would be a problem if there was fire and no food. What do we do, Captain?
I mean, we got people like me, captains and other captains, and then your general, who's hopefully planning to look into the fires and stuff.
There's no plan.
We don't know. She's gonna. We'll I don't know. Don't tell you. I don't know yet. We'll find out. She'll let us know. But so far, no, not really. Just on Alderheart.
What if we starve?
I think that's a lot of concerned people about the starving.
Yeah.
Like you ate in the stew. The stew's been like. I don't know if you like pepper. But...
it's been better, but it's been a while since we haven't had a lot of new cots come in. When we send scouts out, it's mostly to figure out if Alderheart figured out where we are and if they've sent anyone to infiltrate and come kill us all and take the general's head and things like that. We don't really send anyone out from here to do any general, banditry work anymore. It's kind of...
Nowadays, banditry is pretty much fighting for your life against those fires out there. We came across fire bats. They're crazy. They Chased.
Bats.
Yeah, it was
What
wild.
is a fire bat?
Imagine a bat, and it's on fire. Yeah.
And it just doesn't die. It's on fire. It just sits there and it just burns.
I imagine they do die, but they definitely lit trees on fire, which,
Wow.
you know. So we got big, we got big enemies out there, man. And you're doing good work
Wow.
here. You're doing great work here, and I think reinforcing here is good. But keep an eye on any duties that might be sending us out there to look into that problem.
But I mean, won't Alderheart burn down first? Isn't that a good thing?
If they burn, then where are you gonna get your supplies from?
Well, maybe we could grow food up here.
That's why mountain lions hunt us on the way in and out, because there's no food up here. All I'm saying is ask your buddies. See if any of them have gotten assigned any duties other than,
We
Just
haven't.
guarding stuff randomly.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, you look like a tough soldier. I mean, look at you. He like pats his shoulder. You got some good meat on you. You do some good work out there instead of sitting here waiting for all the hot.
Taking Alderheart, right? That's.
Well, I mean, mouths to feed first. You're not gonna have healthy, strong soldiers unless you get mouths fed. So.
Oh, there's no food. Was there something you needed, Captain?
No, like I said, we got it yesterday. We just, doing patrol, looking around, seeing if any changes, advances that happened within the quarter of the space where we've been gone. The barracks looks great. Like, barracks has
Not
changed
much of
so
a
much.
barracks. It's mostly place for it's a nursery. Because all the kids.
You not have kids yourself?
I was kind of the black mopok of the family, and I had to strike out on my own and make my fortune, and now I guard an empty jail cell.
I mean, I wasn't really the father in type either, but look, they got a little like band to put together with like drums and sticks and stuff.
They put a band together.
It's cute. It's cute. Can you imagine? It's cute little kids.
I imagine it's awful, but probably pretty cute.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's
How'd
the
they
kind of
get
people.
a band together. Who told them to do that?
There's a new bard in town.
A bard? We've never. Well, one of the lads plays a pretty good harmonica, but other than that, there's not really been a bard here ever.
Yeah, well,
There's a bard in town.
yeah, her name's Pez. Get this. You ready?
Pez.
Hold on to your shorts. You holding on? All right.
I'm holding.
She's a bird folk who also is a refugee because Alderheart turned her away. Get that? Alderheart.
A bard? They turned away a bard. And you're saying a good one.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even want those anymore.
I don't know. Maybe their stocks are full of people already. Maybe they're taking a refuge. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to assume other than now we got a bird folk here. And she tells a good tale is all I'm saying.
I'll tell the lads when I get off shift. We might have to go find ourselves a bard.
Yeah. All right, well, you're doing a good job here. I'll see you around. Eli, lucky Eli.
Oh, sorry. Bandit Jackson here.
It's a good name. Solid. All right.
Thank you, Captain.
It's probably a good
Lucky.
family name. Probably solid. Yep. All right.
Absolutely.
Gonna go check on the other places.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Stay awake though.
Yep.
Other captains might not be as nice as I am. You know what I'm
Eyes
saying?
wide open. Absolutely. I'm
All right.
guarding the empty jail cell. Eyes wide open.
You never know. Bandits, they take anything. All right. See you later.
Oh God. Well, you gave the guy a lot to think about. We'll see what comes out of that. That's interesting.
God.
Okay. I think from that we go find May. Excuse me. We go find Dagonet. Haha. It rhymes. Dagonet, you go find the carpenter, who seems to be someone who seems to be doing some carpentry work. It's it's probably another Mopok. They tend to be the ones that do the most tinkering. There's like an older Mopok. You can see them rather grayed. And they seem to be working on some of the wheels from these carts as you walk up. And then just looks over at you. What you need?
Well, I don't need anything, but I am a carpenter from Winnowing Reach, and you know
That's far.
it has been a long journey, this leg. Ugh. But you know, I was wondering if you need any assistance. I could help out.
Wheel's broken.
Okay, you want me to fix it?
He kind of just shrugs, and he turns around and continues to work on the thing that he was working on.
I will fix it, and yeah. So yeah, he'll
Okay.
go over and inspect the.
Yeah.
Wheel.
Roll me an investigation. Let's see if you can't find out what's wrong with this wheel. An 8. Luckily, it's pretty clear. Some of the spokes are broken
Oh.
and cracked. That's a pretty good sign that that's probably what's wrong. If there's any underlying things that are wrong with this wheel, gonna probably have to take a much deeper look than that 8 might provide you. But as of right now, you note that there are some, you know, like the dowel portions of the spokes are cracked and broken.
Do you have any wood that I can fashion the new spokes for?
Without turning around, he points over to the side, says, "Wood pile."
Ah, merci, and he'll go over and start gathering supplies.
Yeah, it's basically just a bunch of scrap wood. There's nothing nice here. There's not like large hewn pieces of wood or anything like that. It looks like things that were just cobbled together off of other things. You even find that there are actually just spokes from other wheels that are in here that seem to be intact, but they're also among a bunch of broken wagon wheels and also broken wagons, maybe scraps from when they were making the beds or the buildings or even the walls themselves, ladder pieces. It's just a bunch of random wood.
Yeah, he'll go inspecting and see, kind of like try and pick out or if there's broken wagons, if there's different wheels and stuff like that he would see if there's a wheel he can take apart to.
You could probably salvage one of those and get some pieces off of it. Yeah, sure. So yeah, you grab one and you bring it over to where this table is. It's kind of like a workbench area. Do you have your tools on you?
I imagine he would have them in his belt,
Sure. Yeah, he just keeps them in a belt pouch over there. Sure. Did we ever decide? I know you've rolled carpentry before. Did we decide what it was rolled with? I think I gave it to you as strength because otherwise it would be like the most awful thing that you could possibly roll.
I think we did use strength.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do a carpentry roll for you. I'm going to take apart this one wheel, scrap together some of the pieces, and put it on this other wheel, and make hopefully one complete one.
It's just a base strength roll then, I suppose.
It should be.
Or
I
just
should have put it on your character
there.
sheet because you have proficiency with the kit itself.
Yeah, it is strength. Yeah, you didn't attribute strength. Oh, I take apart this wheel real good.
That's a 22. Yeah, you're actually really quick about it too. For you, you're like, oh yeah, spoke's broken. Okay, cool. You've done this work before in the Reach and things of that nature. Because I mean, there's wagons that need fixing all the time. They get stuck in either the marsh or they break on a stone or whatever. Wheels aren't really horribly durable, especially with any kind of weight on them. If they hit any kind of stone or pothole or whatever, they're prone to cracking. So you take some of the spokes out that look functional and you replace them. In 30 minutes time or something like that, making sure everything is solid and good. And it looks like this wheel is probably going to be pretty functional.
All right, the wheel on this wagon is it fixed. Anything else?
He kind of perks up and he turns around and he walks over and inspects the wheel and checks the spoke area.
Yeah, I've lived near a swamp, so that is a common problem. I imagine, up in the mountains, it's the same thing, right?
Need another bed.
All right. What size? Twin, full, queen, king?
Kind of looks at you and cocks his head as a bed for the barracks.
Do you want like a bunk bed like the ones that are in there, or just a single one?
Scratches a bed. And
I will go take measurements. Yeah, okay. Don't yet. So
he turns back around and goes back to whatever he was working on. All right, so Dagonet, you want to go build a bed?
Yep.
Okay. So while Dagonet goes and takes some measurements of a bed, Pez, what have you been up to?
I am writing a ballad. I have a first draft.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you gonna do with this ballad?
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah. Yes. Wait, this is a real thing? Yes.
I have
Absolutely.
2 sentences.
Okay. Come on.
2 brothers fought with one another. A war divides the people, but a monster divides them apart.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow.
So I'm making a fun version for the kids, right? So they can run
Sure.
around singing it and memorizing it.
Wow.
And then I'm gonna make like a tear-jerking one for the adults. I want them to feel bad.
Okay.
You hear us talking about that earlier before you left for Puppo or stuff at the door? Joel,
Huh. Wait, what was that?
Is it
did you hear us talk about that earlier before you left?
I heard there was you guys were going to basically use propaganda with these children to get them to, as well as candy,
Stop saying it like that.
to
Stop
get them
saying it like
on
that.
board and indoctrinated to your cause.
Yeah. Telling the
By
tales
using
of, yeah.
by using parallel stories to try and get them to see how it affects their own life. Yeah, parables, I think that's a good one. Parable songs. Really. Yeah, I got it.
I was like, I'm waiting for Pez to be like, and then just like Pied Piper these kids would be great. Like,
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. So I think because we've got a plan for kind of what we're going to do next time. And Pez is writing a ballad. Dagonet is making a bed. Eli and Lucky, what are your guys' like plan for this day here? Are you just kind of like waiting for the general to call you back in, Lucky? What is your plan?
yeah, I think for now it's just trying to like, if there's other people to talk to, other like guards we might run into, or just anything to essentially get a feel of if they're all just against Alderheart versus knowing or even understanding what's going on with the fire, and just trying to, or if we just sit around and talk during like do dinner later about it. But other than that, definitely just waiting on the general to call and see what's going on with their plan.
I think you could do, with Eli's help, you could do like a general investigation to get a feel for how they feel about things. And if you want to persuade them, what is your general goal? You just want to get a feel for them, or are you trying to get them to feel something?
I think the goal is for them to understand, because clearly, like, even the guard hasn't been rotating out very much. There's a couple of ones that were scouting the roads, but beyond that, like he was saying, it's just been talk and dealings with Alderheart and stuff. So I think being essentially trying to drop word that there's a bigger monster out there than just Alderheart's denial, but it's starvation from the burning and stuff like that. So
Sure. Okay. Roll me an investigation, and you can kind of get a feel of like the general camp.
cool. Oh, this is great.
With help from Eli, so you can roll it at advantage.
That's good, because I'm a -1 intelligence. Yay!
As long Eli, you're good. You want to be doing this? Wow, that is a double 3. I think it's that's wow. It's really low. I was ready to like give you information about things.
All right, I'm not
and,
very
like,
smart. I don't know what to think.
Oh boy. I think for you, it's hard to tell. It seems that a lot of the bandits here may have been here for a while now, not necessarily rotated in and out, and they are really unaware of the plight of the rest of the forest. They see these refugees come in sometimes, but other than that, they're not super aware. All they know is that bird folk bad, bird council bad, and they'll get what's coming. That seems to be the general bandit consensus. Now, the refugee consensus differs from that. Most of them are just happy to be alive, and they're sad that they're missing their homes and sometimes their families and things like that. But again, that's not... nothing really conclusive into how they feel about Alderheart, or the bandits, really. They're just happy to be alive.
Okay.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Okay. But I think that's good then. We will pick this up, I think, next time with maybe a song and a bed and some persuasion to be done to convince the greater good is not starving to death because fires are wiping out everything. That's probably a good plan. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I super duper appreciate it. We're gonna go around the dealio and talk to our people, and you can find out where they're from. So Malaveth, where can the people find you at?
Hey, my name is Malaveth. I'm on the internet. I stream 3 days a week on Twitch, doing mostly illustration, also playing through Jedi Fallen Order, though I should finish that pretty soon. I think I'm nearing the end. And I'm also trying to get rid of stickers. So that's fun. They're in my house.
Go to the
They're all
Patreon, get stickers. That's all I'm saying.
Got
Jeez.
too many stickers.
Well, thank you for playing, Malaveth. I appreciate that. Lady May, where can the people find you at?
Most consistently, they can find me here on Thursdays playing Dagonet. But otherwise, they can find me on the internet. This is Lady May on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, where, you know, I'm supposed to be painting things, but usually just buying dice and posting photos of my cats.
Very nice. Thank you very much for playing this evening. Bonus stage, Rob. Where can the people find you at other than your new house?
Oh my god. You can find me places on the internet, like here sometimes on Thursdays, where I'm playing Eli the Hedge Boy. You can also find me on Twitter at bonus stage Rob, on Instagram at bonus_stage_Rob, at twitch.tv/bonus_stage_Rob. Sooner than you think, but not that soon. So I don't know. It's a work in progress. Streams coming back eventually. And I also play in a Monster of the Week campaign on twitch.tv/game nights. That is game with 2 G's like GG and K and nights as in like the dudes with the swords, or wrench if you don't have a sword handy. And I don't know what the deal is with the wrench. That's every other Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern. So not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. Be there or be triangular.
Thank you, Rob.
Take this away from
I
me.
appreciate that. Simply, where can the people find you at?
They can find me on Saturday night through with a couple of gaps for stuff, but through Wednesday mostly on evening streams. We're doing Wolson right now, and it's great. I'm having a great time playing it. So if you guys want to see some ARPG madness, as well as play word puzzle games in our breaks, bring your butts. That's where you can find us, and on Twitter if you want to see like the other stuff. But who wants to see those? Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Runaway Robot. I'm Joel. This is my channel. It's my thing. You should follow all these lovely people. We are here on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, except for next Thursday. I'll be at PAX East, so no show. No show. It'll be the Thursday after, just so you guys are aware. No show next Thursday. Sorry. But it gives you time to, you know, catch up on the other ones or something. Other than that, I do some variety streaming here on Twitch. We are playing Dream Daddy, and I got back into playing League of Legends because I have fallen off the wagon. Other than that, thank you guys for being here this evening. I super duper appreciate it. Please do check us out on YouTube and iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud and all those lovely places, as well as patreon.com/DieFall. All the proceeds from Patreon go to these lovely cast members here. And that's going to be it for us tonight, guys. Have an excellent evening. Goodbye.